You remember that look, don't you? That smirk they wore when they thought you were nothing but a side story, a filler episode, a background extra in their twisted little drama. They talked behind your back, laughed at your struggle, mocked your silence like it was weakness. They rolled their eyes when you spoke, dismissed your dreams like they were some kind of joke. Well, guess what, darling? The joke's on them now. And the punchline? You were the main character all along. Lights, camera, retribution. Because the plot just flipped, and they're starting to realize they were never the stars. They were the props, the temporary noise, the background blur to your rise. They never saw it coming, because people like them never do. They were too busy performing for each other, too busy pretending, too busy crafting a persona made out of borrowed confidence and paper-thin egos. But while they were chasing attention, you were chasing purpose. While they were chasing clout, you were becoming unstoppable. See, the real ones don't need to announce their greatness. They just become it. And now look at them. Look at them. Eyes wide, mouths shut. Hearts pounding with the realization that they misjudged you, miscalculated your silence, underestimated the monster that was hibernating under your skin. You see, when you're the main character, you don't fight for the spotlight. You're the light. And eventually, even the blind start to see it. Let them sit in confusion. Let them squirm in regret. Let them drown in the realization that the very one they mocked is the one writing the final scene. They thought they had you figured out, didn't they? They thought your kindness meant you were soft. Your silence meant you were weak. Your distance meant you had no power. But no. It meant you were plotting. You were watching, learning, evolving. You were turning pain into performance, suffering into structure, and all that betrayal. Oh, that was just fuel for the transformation. That was just the universe giving your story its villain arc. Because every legendary hero needs a betrayal. Every beast needs a reason to roar. And every main character needs a moment where everything snaps into place and the audience gasps. This is your moment. They're watching now. And not because they want to, but because they can't look away. You're no longer asking to be seen. You're forcing them to witness. Witness the glow-up. Witness the power. Witness the silence that screams louder than their insults ever did. It's funny, isn't it? How loud silence becomes when it's packed with truth. Because you never needed to yell. You never needed to clap back. You never needed revenge. You just needed time. And now, time's up. Curtains open. Main character steps in. The stage belongs to you now. The pain you endured, that was your rehearsal. The betrayals, your training montage. The mockery. Oh, that was just the audience warming up. Now it's showtime. And you're not here to explain anymore. You're not here to prove them wrong. You're not here to convince them of anything. You're here to dominate. Quietly, strategically, unapologetically. You don't need their applause. You don't need their validation. Because stars don't ask the sky for permission to shine. They thought they broke you. They thought they were clever. But they were just building your legend. Scene by bloody scene. Do you know what real power looks like? It looks like not reacting. It looks like smiling through storms. It looks like walking away from the fire as the only one not burned. They expected you to snap. They wanted a meltdown. They prayed for a reaction. But all they got was your absence. And now they're haunted by it. Your silence is echoing. Your presence is haunting. Your success is blinding. Because there's nothing scarier than someone who suffered and still came back stronger. They underestimated your character arc. But that's the thing about main characters. We rise when the plot thickens. You were always the one. They were just too distracted to see it. They're looking stupid now because they tried to dim a light that wasn't powered by them. They tried to write you off, but you were holding the pen the whole time. You're not bitter. You're not angry. You're just awakened. So here's to the ones who laughed. Here's to the ones who walked away. Here's to the ones who said you wouldn't make it. Look at you now. Unrecognizable, untouchable, unapologetic. They thought you'd stay in the shadows. But you were just getting ready to own the stage. You're not explaining anymore. You're not shrinking to fit into their version of you. You're expanding, exploding, becoming. You are the main event, the top billing, the name on the marquee. And they're just a footnote in your origin story. Remember this, every villain who laughed at you, every fake friend who doubted you, every snake that slithered through your trust, they were just background noise, static, meaningless pixels on your screen. You were the one bleeding, you were the one crawling, you were the one rebuilding. And now, you're the one standing, and they're the ones watching. Let them sit in that regret. Let them drown in their own confusion. They tried to clown you. Now they're the joke, because you flipped the script. You rewrote the plot. You turned your pain into power, and your silence into a standing ovation. The lesson: never underestimate the quiet ones. We don't need to scream. We just show up and change the whole damn story. So don't ever doubt yourself again. You were never just someone. You were never average. You were never less than. You were simply in the making, under construction. And now the grand reveal is here, and it's glorious. It's terrifying. It's unignorable. They're looking stupid now, not because you changed, but because they never knew who you were to begin with.